studio audience.
This is the Upstate Pulse on 106.3 WORD.
Wake up and smell the future, man.
The heartbeat of what's trending in the Upstate.
What do people need is somebody that knows what's going on in the community.
The world.
That's going to be bigger than the internet.
And the known universe.
You don't know the power.
Give him looks
of the
already.
dark side.
Yeah.
It's the Upstate Pulse on 106.3 WORD.
Brought to you by Borderlands Comics and Games.
You're on the air.
Welcome into the Upstate Pulse. My name is Lonzo. It is a beautiful Saturday night, unless you're stuck in the intersection of Garlington and Woodruff Road, in which case you are a menace to society. You see, I don't like starting out with a complaint, but I sat through 4 light changes. I know I need to go a different way. I get that. But I shouldn't have to, because if you people, I'm talking about you people, you know who you are. We appreciate you listening, by the way, but do better. Just do better, okay? Think of the guy behind you, the guy in front of you, the guy trying to get across the road, and go, you know what? I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna make sure that you can get across the street, because that guy may be me, and and I'd appreciate it. That's all. If it's somebody else in the room, yeah, I don't care. I mean, but me, it could be me. That's not really the truth. If this is the first time you've listened to this show, let me tell you what this show is about. We are about pop culture. We are about conspiracy theories. We are about video games. We are about any weird thing. You know, when you're in the office and it's close to lunchtime, but it's not quite there. And the boss is at the other end of the building and you see something that you're like, man, I wonder what that is. We're clickbait. That's what we are. That thing you click on and you hope no one notices you clicked on, that's us. And we get to talk about that on the air. We have been here for 7 years, working on our 8th year. And people say, how are you working on your 8th year? Yeah, we're like 3 weeks into our 8th year. But when you're past your 7th, then you're working on your 8th because you're inside your 8th year. And that's what we're doing. If you want to be a part of the show, text line 71307. When you text, just for nostalgia's sake, throw in a flaccid. I don't care if you spell it with 1 C, 2 C's, or 4 C's. I mean, whatever. Tim, by the way, is not wearing his glasses, so misspell it. That's all I care about. Misspell
Oh, yeah, I enjoy a challenge.
He does, and it is a challenge for him. We also are live on Facebook at 106.3 WORD, at the Upstate Pulse, and on Lonzo and Word. We are live on Twitter at Lonzo and Word. We are live on YouTube at 106.3 WORD and at the Upstate Pulse. And we are live on Twitch at the Upstate Pulse. And that's the last time I tell you all of them. So I'm going to tell you, look up the Upstate Pulse and you'll find us, or look up 106.3 WORD and you'll find us for now.
Well, by the way,
we're going to talk about that in a minute. All right. Quit jumping your introduction. Okay.
Oh, my fault.
See,
my fault.
Everyone think, and
I always forget about the introduction.
I've had this discussion with Chris Evans back in the day. And he's always jumping the gun. And I tried to explain to him the importance of the introduction. You know what? You know how often you really get introduced on the air? Not very often.
Not very.
Especially if you are a producer, as Tim and I know.
Oh, yeah.
People don't want to introduce you. You're just here to make sure things run right, and maybe every once in a while you get a bone thrown your way. Although Tim's talking a ton on Charlie, and it sounds excellent. By the way,
I get introduced on the show every 30 minutes.
Yeah, there you go. But
well, not this show,
you're special. All right,
yeah.
All right, T2 Tim Snow is amazing, and we had a wonderful conversation before the show. Just getting pepped up and ready to go. Tim came in a little sleepy, and he's not anymore.
Yeah. So thanks to my good friend Lonzo.
There you go. That's what I am, more than you will ever know. All right. Also, normally I would introduce the Upgrade Cameron, but the Upgrade Cameron, who's no longer a show contributor because he's been here for a long time, but Cameron is playing Dungeons and Dragons. That is an excusable reason to not be here, and he doesn't work here and he doesn't get paid. That's
right.
That's another reason.
Yeah.
But he's playing Dungeons and Dragons. Video games is a reason to not be here if you don't get paid, or if you ask ahead of time. If you're like, dude, I got a raid to do tonight, I can't be on the show. More than likely, I'm going to say, cool.
What if you just bought a game and you really want to play it? Does that count?
You had all day, but still, I mean,
Yeah, but that just not enough time. Well, you want the whole day.
It's a possibility.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I'll keep that in mind.
Also joining us, we introduced him last because none of us can hit the bass like he can. He can make your woofer sing. Matthew Causey.
All about
Pollen
that bass.
is getting to me now. So if you hear me sniffling, that's why.
Okay, thank you. So it's all of us.
It's not going to affect the bass.
Pollen's
though.
getting to all of us. Rob Brown from the Rob Brown Show. I know it's surprising that Rob Brown is on the Rob Brown Show. There was, I say this all the time, but I know there was a panel of experts that had to decide what the name of the Rob Brown Show was. And Rob Brown, the Rob Brown Show, fought for it to be Rob Brown of the Rob Brown Show. And he won. He did.
A valiant battle.
He did. He's supposed to be here. He's not here yet. He's running late. So he might be here. He might not. But you know what he will be here for? Radio Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not going to call it what he calls it because I'm just not. And I'm not. Some of you may know what it is.
and Dio?
No, come on. Come on. He's not even here. You don't need to say that.
We all know that he's listening on his way over.
Yeah, it's a while, if he's even in his car yet.
That was for you,
What's up, Rob?
Yeah. So he is not here, but just because he's not here doesn't mean we won't continue with our Upstate Pulse video game bracket. There will be 4 people picking because just in case I had Cameron go ahead and make his pick. So I have his pick. So there's going to be a chance of a tie. Now we will explain to you what happens when there's a tie when we get to that in the next segment when we start talking about that. Before we do that, let me tell you about Borderlands comics and games. If you don't know about it, you should know. Because if you're into comic books, obviously, if you're into retro video games, if you like manga, if you like statues, if you like pop figures, if you like used toys that are nostalgic, there's so many things. Or if you like playing Dungeons and Dragons or Warhammer or something like that, well, you can do all that at Borderlands Comics and Games, 410 South Pleasantburg Drive. And you know what? We are 1 month away from South Carolina Comic-Con. Cannot wait for that. Yeah, it's April 15th and 16th.
Why do I keep thinking that it's in May?
No, it's April 15th and 16th.
Oh my gosh, it's coming up.
At the convention center. I believe it's the Greenville Convention Center. I forget, they changed the name a couple times, but it's downtown. It's a big building. It's a convention center. And it is a blast. We're going to get you more of that over the next couple of weeks because we hope to have Rob Young on to talk about all the guests and everything. And there are some major guests, especially if you're like into the Mandalorian, because the Armorer, she's going to be here and you get a chance to meet her. Also, if you are a Ninja Turtles fan, Kevin Eastman is going to be here, one of the original writers for Ninja Turtles along with Peter Laird. And also, if you're a wrestling fan of the AEW variety, women's champ Jamie Hayter's going to be here, and Hangman Adam Page is going to be here, and the Revolution will be televised. We got to announce that last week right here on the show. Ricky Starks will be here. So make sure you check that out and go over to Borderlands Comics and Games. You know something else? Follow them on Facebook because today and yesterday they post whenever they get a big statue shipment in or a big pop figure shipment in. They post those, and I look at them and go, I don't have any money today. No, it's not fair. I'm not going to get, I hope it's still there when I go back. And sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. So if you see those, follow them, see what they post, and then jump over there and check that out. All right. We got to talk about the big news. There was some metallic sounding voice that just kept going over top of all the radio programming. And we got a lot of people calling in wondering what that was. Well, Monday we made the announcement. And if you are not on stream, you should be on the stream because I am wearing my daggum trucker hat. It's a 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas hat, because we are moving to 989. Now, if you are a Magic 98.9 fan, don't worry. They're still going to exist. We're just swapping signals. That's what we're doing. We're just swapping.
They're going to be over here and we're going to be over there.
We're going to be over there. So, and what that's going to do for us, it's going to, well, I'm going to loosely quote our general manager downstairs where he said, now Alonzo's Nerd Show can reach all the nerds in Asheville, North Carolina.
Yay.
He actually said that. So, and the other thing is I live in Gray Court, not in the town because it's really small, but it's like all over the place. I live out there in them woods, but I can never pick up 106.3. You know what I can pick up? 98.9.
Really?
So my wife and my family, if they should choose to, could actually hear me when I'm on the radio. So
that must be nice.
Yes, it is nice. It will be nice. Doesn't mean they're going to listen. but they could if they wanted to.
They could if they wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. They could if they wanted to. You know what else they could do? They could listen to award-winning program like Tara and Charlie and everybody else that we have during the week on WORD. Now, you may notice, if this is your first time listening, that we don't talk politics here because you get plenty of that during the week. We are here to have a good time on a Saturday night. So if you are stuck on Woodruff Road, like we talked about earlier, just turn us on, sit back, and wait for your turn. And hopefully we'll make you smile, we'll make you think, or make you mad. Or, in some cases, if you laugh because someone's so stupid that you can't believe someone's that dumb, you're still laughing. And I just want to say you're welcome. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to start on our Upstate Pulse video game bracket. We're not going to start on it. We're going to get back to it. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD, continuing live during the commercial breaks on all the streams I mentioned before, and I'm not doing it again.
Join the Nerd Herd on the Flaccid text line at 71307. This is the Upstate Pulse on 106.3 WORD.
Now the Upstate's most trusted forecast from the 106.3 WORD Weather Center. Mainly cloudy skies tonight with a chance for scattered rain showers. Lows around 41. East winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Scattered rain showers again tomorrow. High of 46. 39 tomorrow night. Chance for scattered showers. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Vuchitsky from the 106.3 WORD Weather Center. Currently, it's 58 degrees.
Hey, Lee, back up the truck.
Okay, but why? We're officially moving to the left.
Oh, that was
what
worse.
are you talking about?
We're moving to the left on the radio dial.
It's a 98.9 FM.
Now with 100,000 watts to better cover the Carolinas on your FM radio.
Hey, that's big news. Let's go.
Starting Tuesday, March 28th, make the move to the left for the right news and talk. 106.3 becomes
News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Upstate Warrior Solution is a local nonprofit that provides supportive services to veterans, active duty service members, first responders, and their families across the upstate. They have served more than 9,000 veterans to date and provide assistance with employment, education, healthcare and benefits, family support, and housing. In 2023, the Rupert Hughes Veterans Center opened as an additional resource for the community. Upstate Warrior Solution is made possible by donations from the community. If you are a veteran, active duty service member, first responder, or family member and would like to connect for assistance, please visit uws.us.
Have you ever tried to lose weight and failed, maybe multiple times, and eventually said to yourself, it's too hard, nothing works, maybe I'll just get used to being fat? How unhealthy can it really be? It's easy to find excuses, and now is about the time of year that people give up on their New Year's resolutions. The wrong choices are always available, but so are the right ones. And I bet you know that the right thing to do for your overall health is to drop that weight with a program that works. As someone who lost 97 pounds with the official partner of the Clemson Tigers, PhD weight loss and nutrition, I can tell you it does work. You wouldn't believe how much of a difference it makes. Pretty good. It isn't just clothes fitting better or looking better in the mirror. Everything is easier when you lose that excess body fat. You just feel lighter because you are lighter. In my case, almost 100 pounds lighter. But if you only need to lose 60 or 40 or even 20 pounds, PhD can help you get to that goal weight and then stay there forever. Start your journey to better health today at myphdweightloss.com.
The Dens are dancing. Hey, everybody, Dan Scott here. Your Furman men's basketball team are SoCon champs and will head to the NCAA tournament for the first time in 43 years. Join the team, the coaches, and fans at Timmons Arena this Sunday for the live selection show watch party where the 2023 March Madness brackets will be revealed. Doors open for this free event at 5 p.m. That's Sunday, Timmons Arena. Look forward to seeing you there.
Hey, I'm Andy.
Come on,
if you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple.
Who's the noob?
Here's our secret.
In the break.
We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering 100% quality guarantee.
Yeah, but don't.
Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's. So thank you if you're one of them.
Don't do
and if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer.
We're not going to repeat.
Get a Harry starter set, with
No,
a
we were not
5-blade
talking
razor,
about you.
weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover.
Yes.
All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com
Keep in
and
mind,
enter
during the
code
show,
JOY
we're
at checkout.
always live.
That's harrys.com, code JOY. Enjoy.
Who needs this tender morsel? Disturbing red buckle-bone breast.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo here, T2, Matthew. Rob is here, but he's in hair and makeup right now.
He's Robin somewhere.
No, he's in hair and makeup. When he gets all that taken care of, he'll be in here. His artist wasn't available this weekend, so we got a new person in there helping him out, and he may not be treating him the best because Rob likes his makeup a certain way, likes his hair a certain way. He wants his glasses shiny so they sparkle, and we'll see when he gets in here.
Right.
All right, we're going to go to the text line real quick, which is 71307. If you want to be a part of the show, here's what I suggest. When you text 71307, make them really long texts so they have to break up and misspell them a lot because Tim is not wearing his glasses.
Yeah, some of y'all are really good at that, by the way. So yeah. All right, here we go. All right, so Texter writes, "Hey guys, shout out to Kid Flaccid. The mythosaur still lives. This is the way."
Yeah, if we have time, we're going to get to that. Mandalorian, the next episode dropped, and it was pretty cool.
Texter writes, "Flaccid" in all caps, and then where's Rob Brown? He is sexy, and also can't wait for Ray D&Dio. They actually spelled it out. It's actually kind of cool.
No, it's not. It's not cool at all. Okay,
that's an incredible name. Wherever or whoever thought of it is a genius.
Yes. Yeah.
They put wherever, but they meant whoever.
Yeah, of course they did. Is that it? Is that it?
No, we got one. Actually, a couple more here.
Okay.
Okay, so Texter writes, "Greetings from the inaugural Mythicon West Tabletop Games Convention in Asheville. This is our first year under our new name as the previous name of Mace West. Mace West has been retired following last year's untimely loss to cancer of founder and organizer Jeff Smith. Please roll some dice this weekend in his honor, as I plan to do, from Scott."
All right. The laughter there had nothing to do with anything other than the fact
I was misreading
that
it.
Tim can't read it.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And by the way, up in Asheville, I am told by our general manager, they're going to be able to hear us. So
Right.
when we make that switch to 98.9, which is happening in 3 weeks, I think it is.
All right, so we got one more. Texter writes, "Ray D and D-I-O."
Is it from the same number that was sent earlier?
You know what? I think that information should be confidential.
Yeah. Rob, come on in here. Anyway, let's get to the stream.
It's not
really
Rob's
quick.
number.
Well, I'm trying to push it off a little bit. It could be Chris, actually. I'm trying to push it off a little bit till Rob gets in here. If not, we'll go without him. So on the stream, let's say Alan says fish tank creatures are great D&D characters for home brews. I don't know, Matthew, are they?
I've never done that before, so I wouldn't be able to say for sure, but it would certainly be interesting.
Yes,
roll
it
for
would.
bubbles.
Yes, roll for bubbles. All right. Viper Dave says, "So happy to hear this. I hope it gets rid of the delay between Greenville, Anderson, and Syndicate." It will. It absolutely will.
Yep.
We won't have the atmospheric problems that we've had with 106.3 because FM is very directional and our signal it's a lot weaker than you guys know. But we're ramping it up to 100,000 watts, and it's going to go
100,000.
It's going to go all the way up halfway through North Carolina, over into Georgia.
Keep it at 100.
Nerds rejoice in 3 states. Pretty happy about that. Let's see. Yeah, we took care of that problem, guys. Keith says, "Close your mouth when you chew." That's a good thing. Let's see. Alan says, "I'm stoked to see what this show does in expanded territory and other shows, but we'll leave that to be." Okay, we'll see.
Me too.
The information collector wants to know, does Rob's contract require all green M&Ms removed? No, he doesn't like the brown ones. They remind him of something.
Ironically enough.
He does. They remind him of something. I don't know what it is, but yeah. So no brown M&Ms. But apparently the hair and makeup got done, so he's in here and he's ready to go. And hopefully that person the temp that they sent in will be back again next week. Probably not, because you can only take so much abuse over that sort of thing. All right. We are getting ready to start on our bracket. Now, let me tell you how this works. All right. I got to quit saying start on the bracket because we're like 3 weeks into the bracket.
We're halfway through round one. Exactly.
We are halfway through round one. So every year here on the Upstate Pulse, we do a different kind of pop culture bracket. We've done villains. We've done sci-fi. Last year, I think it was villains. I already said that. We did sitcoms. We've had quite a few different ones. This year, it is video games. And you're just not going to get the chair? You're just not going to.
I have a process here.
Okay. All right.
Hi, everybody.
I'm just making sure that you're good. So we are going to we're going to do video games, and this one is pretty. this one is pretty. It can be pretty divisive because we, at least us on the show, and you guys at home, are very dedicated to brands, to characters, and we have fought about this already. We're going to fight some more. So some of us in the room are more Nintendo than others. Some of us are more about a certain kind of game than others, and it shows through. And we have a lot of fun with this, and we also don't have fun with this because sometimes there are bad feelings. Sometimes
there are bad feelings.
Yeah. Matthew immediately leaned back in his chair and looked at me. But that's fine. That's fine. Are you really singing?
Around.
Yeah.
Are you singing feelings?
Yeah, feelings.
How
only words I know about.
How do you even know nothing more than feelings? How do you know that song?
I've heard it.
Trying to forget my feelings of love.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Anyway.
And I feel the love in this room.
Do you?
No.
That's because Rob just walked back in. That's how that works.
Can you feel the love tonight?
Hey,
I don't know about tonight.
Tonight. Whoa.
maybe tomorrow. Well, tomorrow I'll be here before you know it.
If you feel the love in the morning, it went. Never mind.
Okay, yeah, that's just that's a different spot right there. So, here's what's going to happen. We are going to go around the room when we pick the things that we go and do, and if there is a tie, which there sometimes are, we are going to go to the most hated thing in this entire building. Even more so than the stank in the bathroom sometimes when you follow certain people is my way of doing ties. And so if there's a tie, one of us will give you a countdown of 3, 2, 1, and then you can text who you think should win to the text line, and the first person to get through, that's what goes through. The first one that was horrible was They Live beat out the Matrix. And since then, there are people playing at home, and their only job, their only duty, their only love on Saturday nights when we do this is to cause someone in this room anger, pain.
It's me.
Yeah, it's definitely Rob for sure. It's definitely
tie system sucks.
Viper says, Viper Dave says,
wrong more than you're right.
The tiebreaker robbed Sonic of its rightful place. Yeah.
No. We
was
gotta
worried.
give them credit this time around because they put Zelda through and Mario through.
Congratulations, text line. You finally got one right.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. So, without further ado, let's get to this thing. I'm trying to decide where we want to start. Do we want to go up there? Do we want to go down there? I don't know. Let us go to the bottom left. Let's start there.
Oh, boy.
And by the way, if you want to know what all the games are, go to the Upstate Pulse Facebook page, and you will find a colorful copy of all the picks, along with a couple pictures drawn by Keith Newsom, who's on chat or was on chat earlier. All right, so now Rob has left the building, or the room anyway. So let's go ahead and tell you what our first matchup is. Our first matchup is Pokemon versus The Sims. I'm going to go first on this. I've never played The Sims. And you know what? I'm going to tell you, as far as The Sims goes, why do I want to play a game that's about real life? When I play a game, it's to escape real life. Why do I want to feel like I'm being God over these people and being able to, have them do mundane tasks? My avatar digs a ditch. Good for him. Sims, No way. Pokemon, I played several different iterations of it. Not as much as Matthew has, but Game Boy Advance, I think, was the first Pokemon game that I ever played. Loved it. I got Pokemon, not the newest one. I forget which one it was, but 2 years ago.
Sword and Shield on the Switch?
Yes.
Or okay.
Sword and Shield on the Switch. I got that. So I played Pokemon a lot.
Fan of those.
Of course not. I enjoyed them though. So not enough to buy the next one, but still I enjoyed
much
them.
Better.
Which means I probably wouldn't like it. So let's go with Pokemon. I want to pick Pokemon over Sims. Let's go ahead and go with Matthew next, so we can get all the praise of Pokemon out there. Which, by the way, it's warranted. There's a reason why that game has done so well.
It is literally the highest grossing media franchise in the world, even more than anything Disney or Hello Kitty. I think is the second most or something. But it's for a reason, because Pokemon is a staple series.
Who here is wearing Hello Kitty underwear?
Oops. Yeah. I'm kidding.
But yeah, Pokemon is a staple series, a fantastic series. I grew up on it. Absolutely hundreds upon hundreds of hours into the series, even into individual games. I mean, Scarlet and Violet that just came out. The 3D Pokemon games have kind of been falling apart a little bit. I haven't been a huge fan until Scarlet and Violet, and they've got some bugs in them. But overall, this is probably the most fun I've ever had with a Pokemon game, and it's gotten me into VGC, which is the official competitive format of Pokemon. Like there's just so much to love about it. I got to go with Pokemon.
A lot of people are shocked right now, but that's okay. All right, Tim.
Okay, so I never got into Pokemon as a kid.
Are you worried, Matthew?
No,
I never got into Pokemon as a kid. I didn't actually get into it until recently because my son is super into it. He's been collecting and trading cards, and he's played a couple of the games and stuff like that. I have, however, played Sims one time. And my stance is where Lonzo's is. Like I don't understand how mowing a lawn is fulfilling inside of a video game. So I'm gonna have to go with Pokemon.
All right, Rob Brown, is he going to be a defender of The Sims?
Yes, yes, he is. You mentioned earlier. You said, "Why would I want to play a game that simulates real life when my goal is to escape real life?" The same reason you play Skyrim, because I can't be a wizard who shoots fireballs at people I don't like in a city.
Well, if you don't practice, you can't.
I've been practicing my whole life. You know, some of the people we work with would be a great option that I don't have.
I'm sorry, you can't shoot fireballs in real life?
Not yet. Working on it. I'm working on it. I did once.
I know a guy.
Carry around hairspray and a lighter, and I got in a lot of trouble for that. The premise of The Sims is not to simulate real life. It's to simulate what your real life could be if you had, willpower, dedication, discipline, etc. Things that obviously I don't have.
I thought the point
like
of The Sims
Fireball
was to torture simulated people.
It can be. Listen, my desire to play God doesn't mean I have to be a good God, right? Like sometimes I can just be spiteful and full of wrath, and that is my recreational time. I get
what if your goal is to simulate success of some sort, why don't you just go out and do it?
I like that Tim insinuates I'm not trying my off right now, okay? And I appreciate that, Tim. I get I know that The Sims is getting decimated in this round. I don't come into this with any thought other than The Sims, which is the rightful winner in my mind, is going to get anything but thrashed by Pokemon, so I'm not really mad about it. But The Sims is a great concept that allows you to just live a dumb mock-up of a life. Lonzo and I both wanted to be rock stars. Heck, we still do. We've tried
so does
for a very long time.
No, I'm already a rock star.
Okay. Both Lonzo and I and T2 as well, I'm assuming, dream of at some point selling out Madison Square Garden in a rock band, right?
That's something I want.
Can't do that in real life. Can do it with The Sims.
You can't do that in real life.
Versus catch this little yellow rat who shoots lightning if you trap him in a prison for most of his life.
But there are a lot of different prisons that have different patterns.
You notice what he said there? A lot of different prisons, which acknowledges they are prisons. It is against the ethical treatment of animals.
All right, so
Team Sims.
I just heard my own prison.
That was an excellent argument for the game, though. I will give you that.
So Pokemon moves on. No surprise there. People are jumping on the stream. By the way, Keith says, "Is that Robot Rob or real Rob without the Panther?"
It's the algorithm.
We don't know, dude. We don't know.
That's how you know I'm a great robot.
Yes,
because you don't know if I am.
That's actually information collector says actually shooting fireballs is not that hard. Figured out that a while back, but cannot share it online. Yeah, you know. Everybody in here knows how to do it except for Rob. Brandon probably knows how to do it.
Texter writes, love the show. First time I've ever texted. So
well, thank you.
Thank you.
Continue texting and get ready because you might get to pick which game goes through. You were wanting to say something, Rob.
Yes. I do know how to shoot a fireball like that. It's just not a very effective one.
Okay. I thought you were going to.
That was it.
Yeah.
See, Lonzo thought I was going to say something deep, like it's not.
No. I thought you were talking about the drink.
I can shoot that fireball too.
Yeah.
The only problem is if I shoot that fireball, it's me who gets punished, not the other guy.
There you go.
Amen.
All right, let us move on to our next matchup, which is.
Can't believe Lonzo still invites me on this show.
Of course I do. You are on the poster. The next matchup is Witcher, whichever Witcher you want, Witcher 1, Witcher 2, Witcher 3, or Resident Evil. And I know I'm going to lose this game. Tim, you go first.
Okay, so I played both of these games. The Witcher is really fun. I have not beat it yet, but as far as I've gotten in it, it's actually pretty fun once you get past the beginning. Resident Evil, however, I absolutely loved the very first game of that. The very first game was really, really fun. It's kind of hard to describe, I mean, as what type of game it is. It's kind of like a RPG meets a shooter, I guess you could say.
It's a horror.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's like it's a very horror type game, and I love horror games. So I'm going Resident Evil.
All right, Rob.
I'm going Resident Evil as well. The Witcher's a great series. It's a great game. It got turned into a phenomenal television show that I hope gets better. But Resident Evil was kind of around the time that video games, at least in my life, started making the change from stuff you did as a kid to like, oh, there's great stories and they can be horror stories and they can be intense and they can be gory and they can be graphic. And Resident Evil, I think, was a major, if not the major turning point from games away from like, oh, video games are for kids to, oh, you can be a grown up and there's some killer video games for you. I'm going hard Resident Evil on this one.
All right. Sorry, Tim. In the interest of time.
I was just gonna say it's not a first-person shooter, and that you have to find tools and find keys and find things in it.
By the way, The Witcher is more adult than Resident Evil. So
I didn't say it wasn't, but without Resident Evil, we never go down the path that leads to Witcher.
I agree with that.
All right,
I agree
with that, actually.
So I am going with Witcher just because of the unicorn. And if you know, you know. All right, Matthew.
I am not a horror fan whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. I don't like horror. And I've not really been super on the Resident Evil games. I respect that they are absolutely good games, but they just didn't speak to me much. And I really love the Witcher series, and I'm a huge fantasy fan. So I've got to follow it up with Witcher.
All right, so here you go. We got our first tie.
It's
Witcher
tie.
Or Resident
Congratulations, Witcher.
Do not vote yet until you get a countdown. Once the countdown is given, which is a 3, 2, 1. That's
Rob,
not the
we
countdown,
always
by
lose.
the way.
I know.
That's not the countdown.
I think I'm 2 and 14 now.
When we give the countdown,
anytime we're
then the
together.
first person who texts in to 71307, either Witcher or Resident Evil.
Unbelievable. Oh,
it doesn't matter.
You haven't counted it
The
down
countdown
yet.
hasn't happened. So, I mean, there are rules that need to be followed, and you need to calm down. All right, so Rob is going to give you the countdown.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right. The next one, Resident Evil or Witcher. Next one texted in. That's what goes through. 71307.
Does abbreviations count?
Yes.
Yes. We got it.
Wait. No. You got to spell out the entire thing.
No.
Okay, we got it.
Disagree.
We got it.
All right.
Oh, no, we didn't.
What?
Hang on. So we got
whichever one's on the bottom.
For the record, the first one, no.
That one came in too early. So we got Res Evil, R-E, Res. Oh no, it did win. So Resident Evil won. Okay.
Would you please help him? Because
according to mine, the first Resident Evil came in before the countdown.
Yep.
Then we got RE exclamation point, which I accept as the winner, but it's Alonzo's show. The first one that came in fully spelled out was Witcher.
All right.
Not here, it didn't.
All right. Would you please hit the music? We need to take a break. Resident Evil goes through.
We'll deliberate.
Witcher has lost.
3-14. It's a new day, baby. Yes, it is.
I'm not surprised. But I really wish Witcher
would have gone. We won one, Rob. I can't believe it.
It's a superior game. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WRD.
The best they can do is trade down
to
2.
All right.
But that's a sports show.
Let's save that for the sports show. Because I'm sure we'll have a 3-hour discussion on the Fan, by the way, Monday through Friday, 9 to 12, the Rob Brown Show. Rob and
starring
me.
Lonzo, and also I'm there.
Yeah, he has to be because his name's on the show.
I like that you guys have a sky cam on T2 over there.
It's because he wants
like the Goodyear blend.
No, he wants his hair. He wants people to see his hair. It's all right. I get it. I
also like that you just threw
Brandon
when I have
in there
it down
here,
Padawan.
this is in my face.
That was him. That was his idea. So
no, because when I have it down here, this is in my face. If
yeah,
I put it over here,
dude,
this is in my face.
Go with it and say it's about your hair. We all know it. I mean,
and we
just
all
go with
support it, by the way.
Yeah.
It's about the hair, man.
It's about the hair.
I got a calic in the back that's fighting me today. So T2, you own that hair.
Yeah, it was pointed out on the stream, by the way.
Yeah, Courtney said you have a bald spot, and I was like, you stay home by yourself tonight.
Hopefully, she's watching. It would be like she was here.
I know. I don't know if she is or not.
Yeah.
If she is, she'll make a joke in the comment thread sooner rather than later, and we all know that.
Well, maybe she already did. I'm not sure.
True.
There were some comments on text that I attributed to her.
Very possible.
Yeah.
Very possibly.
Don't do that, Steven. Do not do that. He might mark you if you do that. That's all I'm saying.
Hunter's mark.
No, you
extra 1d6 damage.
You don't want to be marked with a different letter. I'm not gonna say the letter.
Like a wide open world RPG, like where you no, not.
Dude, you usually get my jokes.
I know. I'm lost right now.
More like.
I have a pen. Do I have to spell it out?
Maybe.
You don't want to be marked.
It's like
I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. I got it.
I get. We're on a different station, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You try to stay as far away from things as you can. I get it. I don't, because I don't care. And since we share audiences, I knew some of them would get that.
A texter said, "Where's Rob Brown? He's sexy, and also can't wait for Ray D and Dio. That's an incredible name. Whoever thought of it is a genius."
Yeah, you did. You texted that.
Absolutely, I did from the parking lot. Yes,
I
did.
I knew that.
Incredible.
I really just wanted to see if I could get T2 to read it.
It's all right stuff. You know what I forgot to mention? We know that Tim's getting shot tonight.
Oh, we know that already?
On the Nerf wall. Yeah.
That's another one.
But there was a new one, and I forgot to mention that. So I'll just wait. I'm going to let everyone know because here I will tell you, there's a tie.
Ooh, really?
There's a tie. There's a tie. There's only one person safe, and he's talking right now.
Ooh.
Yes. That's me. I'm talking right now.
That long,
no, you don't count because you weren't.
That's what I was asking. I wasn't in this one.
No, you weren't in that.
So it's a tie between me, Cameron, and
yeah, his man, that guy. Yeah.
That guy.
I am going to probably bail out right before the last segment.
That's fine.
Go set up.
That's fine. Well, we got to figure out how we're going to do this tie because Cameron's not here, but he'll be here by 9. So if he were to get shot, we're going to do this like at 9. Yeah. So after the show,
and I'll finish setting up. We've got to roll by 9:30. We should be fine.
No, what I'm saying is you can run back down here and fire some guns if you want.
That's true.
I mean, you don't have to. There is pleasure in that.
There's extreme pleasure.
Especially, you already know one person is getting shot. He could be going for a full minute.
Oh.
I've done that before.
Don't you do 30, take a break to reload, and then do 30?
No, you go straight. Well, actually, it's up to the person. The smart move if you're the person getting shot.
Take the 60 straight.
Yeah, because everyone has to reload.
Yep.
Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo, T2, Matthew, and Rob Brown here on a Saturday night having a blast. Smack dab in the middle of our video game brackets. And want to get one more matchup before we take our next break because we're running behind. You know why? Because that's what we do. But don't tell LexCorp. None of us will. All right, so the next matchup is Doom. We're not talking about the failed Dwayne Johnson movie. We're actually talking about the video game, Doom, and Spyro the Dragon. Rob, you go first.
Doom. That's my argument. My argument is Doom.
You didn't like Spyro the Dragon?
Honestly, never got into Spyro because I think I was, into games like Doom when Spyro dropped. But if you want the full-fledged argument, that full-fledged argument in its entirety is this: Doom.
That was a bit weaker Doom, though.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't as strong as the first one.
Doom!
Don't do that, especially because Tim didn't even put his hand on the board.
Oh, he pulled back.
Okay, he did. Okay, all right, Tim.
I regret that, by the way.
Okay, so I love both games. It's another hard, difficult decision.
You'll especially regret it about 11:45 or something like that.
So Doom, I've played a few different ones and loved them because I love first-person shooters. But Spyro is one of the very first games I ever played on PlayStation. I believe it was one of the first games that came out for the original PlayStation. And it helped push the system and it helped push gaming into the future. I'm going to have to go with Spyro.
All right, Matthew.
So there's a thing back in middle school. We all had kids in my age in middle school. We all had our little TI-84 calculators. And you want to know what we played on those TI-84 calculators? We played Doom.
How is that even possible? I mean, you have to show it to me.
The original Doom.
We have
because it can absolutely run on those TI-84.
To show my age, we did too, but it was the original Mario.
Shooters.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we had that as well.
Yeah.
I thought you hated first-person
played
shooters.
Doom because it had guns, and we were in middle school, and we thought that was cool.
Let me see if I get this straight. So we've got 2 Dooms and 1 Spyro, right?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what we got right now? I think that's what we got. I really love Spyro the Dragon, and I played Doom on VR, and Doom in VR is totally different than playing Doom on the because it's all around you. The music is rocking, and
I want to play that.
Yeah.
So I want to say real quick. Also, a really fun fact about Doom was it Doom 26? No, it was Doom Eternal that came out on the exact same date as Animal Crossing New Horizons, and there were so many memes online about Isabel, which is like the little attendant of Town Hall in Animal Crossing, and Doom Guy just being Doom Slayers together, and it was hilarious, and I love it.
Well, in honor of Dragon Pudding, which is Cameron's YouTube page, I'm going with Spyro the Dragon. So we have a tie: Spyro or Doom. Don't look at me that way. The reason why is I like Spyro better. Okay,
this is of all the ties tied on this show so far. This is far and away the most embarrassing
text
one.
Line 71307.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Embarrassing.
Spyro is a really well-respected series.
And we're not done yet. So, I mean, you could say so far, which is, something that we like to say, or I like to say. All right, so either Doom or that cute little lovable Spyro the Dragon. So either
I wouldn't tell him that.
Yeah, either
Rip and tear.
Either you
He might burn your face
or
off.
he might do that. All right, so countdown. 3, 2, 1. Text line 71307. Spyro or Doom. Let's see. Spyro or Doom. 71307.
Spyro the Dragon, baby.
This is what I get for siding with
you.
Sorry, 001. You got it right before the countdown there.
Just like to point out, Lonzo, that there were multiple Dooms that all checked in, including a pair, actually 3 before the first Spyro. So I'm going to trust T2 on this.
Yeah, that's exactly
but,
how I'm not a cheater. I'm not a liar.
That was a really suspicious way of
All right,
saying
now
that.
here's the thing.
I'm not a cheater.
Here's the thing.
That's
Go ahead and hit
exactly
the
what a
music 'cause
cheater
we
would
need to
say.
take our last break. So here's the thing. If everyone's texting at the same time, they all will jump in there at once. So whichever one's on the bottom, that's the one that goes through. I'm trusting in you guys to pick the one that went through. And Tim said it's Spyro, so it's Spyro. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD. Hey, you broke the streak, then you went back on it.
Then I went right back, started it back up.
You know.
Shouldn't have said anything.
I know.
I sided with you.
Listen, Chris, don't. I'm sure that was he.
He says I appeal.
Rob just okay. You appeal. You know who you appeal to? You appeal to me. Okay.
Appeal.
Yeah. You put in your appeal. I'm the final judge on this.
Where's my
Spyro goes through.
style objection when I need one?
All right. Here's the thing. If someone can beat me up, then we'll go with it. I thought Rob was reaching for a bat or something. You care that strongly about Doom?
I just like.
I like Doom. I thought it was.
A lot of these games on here are games I either did not play or have minimal exposure to, and Spyro is absolutely one of them. I honestly don't know all that much about that game.
By the way, that was beautiful.
But it was a good shot.
I can't wait to talk about League of Legends.
I put Doom into that same bracket that I put Resident Evil in. That like it was such a.
You're the one that wanted League of Legends on there, so I mean, don't make fun of League of Legends.
Did you play Resident Evil or no?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Alan, that's not funny.
That
That is not funny at all. Okay, if you were to do that, I might actually lean towards your side. Hey, the birds are real, man. They're not really real, but they're real.
There's some in the parking lot.
Oh boy.
There always are surrounding my
Sent
car.
them. Oh my gosh.
You don't.
They chase you?
No, the worst part about the geese. The worst part about the geese is what they leave behind.
Yeah.
They chase you though. I parked my car and I got out the other day and they came chasing after me. I'm like, what the heck?
Well, they probably sense your fear.
No.
I ain't afraid of no goose. They got real thin necks. I may be old, but nah, I'll kick a goose in the neck. I don't care. If I do, man, I'd be in trouble around here, though. When they first came here, like 10, 15 years ago, they laid eggs outside and people like put tape around the thing where the eggs were to make sure that their eggs hatched okay. And are you allergic to peanuts? Yeah. Well, here you go. Have some peanuts.
I'm gonna get them anyways.
No, you said no, right? Yeah. Okay.
No, Chris. It's not. It's not like saying Angry Birds is better than Skyrim. Angry Birds is a pretty good game, by the way. If you are into physics.
Hey man, I played Angry Birds for like hours.
Me too.
I still play it sometimes. No.
What's your favorite bird?
I like the little fat red one.
I like the fat red ones too. Cool. Matthew's acting like he's never played Angry Birds before.
I've played Angry Birds.
It's one of the only mobile games I like.
It's a pretty standard time sync mobile game. It's whatever.
You said that information collector, not me, because all I know is every time I play,
Actually, now
I think my physics teacher would be happy with me. That's all. Because angles of descent and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's like playing those games with the cannons, and you have to put the right degree on it to do damage to a castle or something.
That's literally what it is.
Yeah, those are kind of fun. It's not literally what it is because there's no cannons. Duh.
I'm sorry.
They're birds,
Slingshots
Matthew.
Instead of cannons. Wow.
Right. They're not the same.
Oh my gosh.
They're not. One is propelled by a human, I guess. We never do see. Well, yeah, we're controlling the slingshot, and the other one is controlled by what is it? Is that combustion that pushes a cannonball out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The truly superior game would use a trebuchet.
If you can hit someone with a trebuchet, you are a master engineer.
Watch how I go out into the next hour. Okay.
Over the top. Such an underrated movie. Heavyweights. Ben Stiller just killed that movie. If you've never been Percocizing, you need to check it out.
Yeah, that's what that's from.
Yeah, you need to check that out. It's a very good movie. All right, we don't have time to get into another matchup right now. What we do have time for, though, is to mention that last week we picked AEW Revolution for the Nerf wall. And if this is your first time watching, which we've had some text saying it is the first time that they're listening, at the end of the show, someone will face the Nerf wall. And we have an assortment of Nerf guns, some more powerful than others. And they're lined up, they're loaded, they're ready to go. And someone's getting shot. And Rob doesn't have to worry about it being him, which is it's good for him.
For the record, I've lost most of the ties and never gotten Nerf gunned.
He's never gotten nerfed. You know who else has never been nerfed? That would be Cameron.
Really?
Has never been nerfed. And here's the problem here. There was a 3-way tie for last place between T2, who is getting shot today because we owe him from Christmas.
Yep.
Matthew and Cameron. So ideas out there on the text line 71307 or on stream. How should we break the tie between the three? Please don't make it, something that would get us kicked off the air or put in jail.
Do make it weird though.
Yeah, you can make it weird.
Please make it weird. You know what? I got nothing to lose. I'm gonna get shot anyway.
Information collector. Let me guess. Not getting nerfed is in Rob's contract, right next to the toilet paper being on the outside.
If you put the toilet paper to the inside, you're a monster.
I agree.
I put the toilet paper wherever I feel like it. You know what?
So you're a monster.
Why?
Yeah, I put it underneath,
not under. You never put it under.
You put it underneath. If you
if
you put it over and someone pulls it too hard, it's all going to go on the ground. You put it under, you have more control. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. So I would say the opposite, sir. I would say if you put it over, you are negligent. You are uncaring, unfeeling. You might as well be working alone.
I think it's petty.
This is an actual fact. You can look it up and verify if you don't believe me. But the patent for the paper towel roll dispenser, the patent itself says it is designed to have the paper towel go over the top.
Yep. It's true.
That's a fact.
It is.
You may look it up if you don't trust me.
Chris wants to know, can it be a double nerf? Yes, it can. Tim could lose and have to face 60 seconds instead of 30. Absolutely could.
Which will probably happen because that's just the way it goes.
No, it's not. You keep that confidence, man. That's what makes you you. That's what we come to appreciate from you.
That's what makes you
you.
By
the way, we got another big hour coming up. In that hour, we are going to do one more side of the bracket. If we have time, we're going to talk about Mandalorian because it was Bunta Eve, and everyone loves Bunta Eve, unless you're a hater of their prequels. We also have Nerd Roundtable. We're talking Ouija boards today. So I hope you're ready for that. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD, continuing live on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. And we'll be doing that even through the top of the hour news.
Chris says, what is the Ray D&D stream going to be on? Same place.
Except less of the places.
Except less, right. But we'll kill this stream off while we go set up, and then that stream will go live again right here on the Upstate Pulse Facebook page.
It won't be on Word. Let's put it that way. That's the one place it won't be for sure. Because I can only get away with so much until the nerds from Asheville come on board, and then maybe
it might be.
Yeah, then maybe we will, because we are looking for a boost in viewer and listenership once the signal gets bigger all the way around, but especially on this show. This show recognized twice by the general manager in the last couple months, and I'm just floored because before then they didn't think it existed. It doesn't mean that I'm going to step it up and do better.
It just means we know.
It just means they know now. That's all.
At this point, you just shave up hour one.
Arm wrestling. That's interesting. Viper, I don't think that'll work because my money's on Cameron on that. Sorry, Tim. Matthew's not even in the running.
T2 might have that like underappreciated hippie strength.
Well, he's got a little bit of length on him, but I don't think he beats Cameron in arm wrestling.
I'm gonna give y'all a moving target tonight.
No.
Running sprints back and forth along the wall.
Hey, I don't care. I'm still gonna hit you.
Y'all are getting a moving target.
We got Men in Black 3 up on the screen.
I saw that reflecting in the window up there.
And Josh Brolin's depiction was just it's underrated. It was so good. I think he got Tommy Lee Jones' mannerisms down really, really well. See,
yeah, I understand Asheville. Asheville is kind of a nerd haven, yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. Chris says third hour. Not yet. You know, we could do the third hour. They just haven't asked me, and I'm not going to go ask for it because I shouldn't have to ask. You know, it's kind of one of those things. It's not a do you know who I am? It's just I'm here. You know, if you need a third hour out of me and us, we got that. I mean, we could get that.
I can do a third hour.
You know, then the third hour nerd hour would make his triumphant return.
Are you adding it to the front or the back end of the show?
It's the front.
Front end?
Yeah, front end. What it used to be. When we started out, we were 6 to 9. Then
Are we getting another hour back?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
We could though. There's nothing on from 6 to 7. So, but I'm not going to go ask for it.
Oh, okay.
Lonzo's too proud.
No, I expect them to come and ask me.
Ain't too proud to beg.
All right. In truth, I'm not going to go ask because I don't want to be told no. It's just.
Oh. It's just about confidence.
No,
hey,
it's not really.
I know that there's an extra hour that isn't being used.
Yeah,
we all know where that hour could be used best.
Thank you, Viper. I appreciate it. So you guys would like us to have the third hour back. I do appreciate that. It means a little more prep, but
I would like you to have the third hour back.
Then we'd actually get to everything.
Yeah.
No, even when I had 3 hours, we didn't get to everything. But still, we had more to try to get to.
Yeah.
So that was, and I could redo my third hour, nerd hour. It would be back.
Yeah. It'd be great.
The favorite thing I ever wrote. I'm still going to continue to say that. And wrote, I don't care if it's proper grammar or not. We don't do that here.
I ever righted.
Yeah. Yeah. I read that. Voting would be awesome, Alan, but that would.
Guy of Thing is a great.
There is a petition might
Guy
work.
of Thing is a great.
Voting's
tag.
not going to work because we're not
Very
really a
good tag.
democracy. LexCorp rules overall. So that's really what it comes down to.
Lonzo, I got my chair out of the office. It was a mistake.
Yeah.
I regret it.
If it's going to break, might as well be in here.
Might as well be during your show.
Yeah.
Correct.
That way we can capture it on video and make it go viral with it.
Correct. I mean, I stream on my show every day too. So either way, somebody's going to get to lulls.
True.
Information collector says, as a nerd, I must point out that Lonzo's logic is that of the Binars when they kidnapped Picard and Riker and stole the Enterprise to reboot their species. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
I'll tell you one of the things that upset me as a human being more than anything
So
else
we
in
have
my
to
life
actually
is
upload
when
to
somebody
2
pointed
different
out that the
omnis.
phrase "only Siths deal in absolutes" is an absolute.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
And when they pointed that out to me and I started thinking about it, it really drove
Did
me
it
crazy.
ruin Star Wars for you?
It didn't ruin Star Wars. The prequels did, but it helped.
Well, you could be wrong from a certain point of view. I mean, you don't know.
This one that has this logo. Just the YRD.
Say excuse me, dude. I mean, it was on the stream. If it was just us, yeah, they could hear it.
Alan said, "I'm trying to get my D&D people on board with Ray D&Dio."
I wish you guys would quit getting him to say that name because I don't like that name.
What name?
No, not
Ray
you.
D&Dio?
Ray D&Dio.
Yes.
How good is that? That's just perfect marketing, dude.
It's not really.
It's just perfect marketing.
Even if
Lonzo.
it was sponsored and I was required to say it, I would delegate that someone else say it for me. I have very little
Delegate.
power, but I do have the power of delegation.
Ray D&Dio is just.
Although you want me to
outstanding
say it, I need a live fee. You give me a live fee, I'll probably say it.
I'm gonna go talk to Rob Young. I'm gonna get Rob Young. I'm just gonna be like, Rob, I will give you $100 to give Lonzo to make him say Ray D&Dio one time.
That would be the only way to get it to happen because I'm not doing it without that. And yes, we are negotiating price right now, and I know what that means. But anyway. Still need a way to break the tie. If we don't, we go back to Pop-O-Matic, or we all have D&D dice. We could do that again.
I do have a bunch of D20s in the room.
We might go
there.
D20.
We've done that before, and it worked
Stop
out
it, Alan.
great.
That's not funny.
That's how Tim got.
That is correct. That is correct.
Yep.
It's Ray D and Dio, Alan. Ray D and Dio.
Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Hour number 2 coming up. Lonzo here along with T2, Matthew, and Rob Young, Rob Brown from the Rob Young, from the Rob Waldron, from the Rob Jones.
One
from
of
the
those Robs.
Yeah, from the, dude, I know like 4 Robs that work here. I mean, you guys only know 3, but there's one who comes in every once in a while who used to work here, who's like a roaming engineer. So I know 4. It's bound to happen eventually. And I know Rob Young doesn't work here, but he does sponsor the show. So that makes him part of the show. And I was thinking about Borderlands and the threat that was made during the stream. By the way, you should watch the stream. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And Rob Brown is threatening to try to get Rob Young to sponsor
Ray D and Dio.
So I'd have to say it. But as for now, I'm not saying it. By the way, if you want to watch that thing that he just said,
Ray D and Dio.
Yeah, 9:30ish, we will be going live on a lot of these streaming channels to get to our next Dungeons and Dragons episode. And
of Ray D and Dio.
When last we were on the air,
last time on the Upstate Pulse
on Ray D and Dio.
Yes, the Paladin and the Vegan Orc were nearly coming to blows. We'll see what happens tonight, because that's still a possibility. You never know.
I just want you all to know that Lonzo delivered a banger of the line of the night last game. And if you haven't watched it, the replay is still up on the Facebook page, so you can go check it out and listen to Lonzo with some of the best voice acting RP of maybe the last century and a half.
Well, I got to say, it's only as good as the person that I was going up against, and that would be Matthew. So there you go. Matthew is so good at the immersive part of Dungeons and Dragons that he draws everybody else in. And the fun part about it is trying to get into your character.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I want Tim salivating. I mean, he should be drooling when he's a dire wolf. We should see actual spittle in his beard when he's a dire wolf.
He did straight up rip a dude's throat open last week.
Yeah,
that was pretty sick.
He sure did do that.
That was pretty
I
sick.
couldn't snarl. I had my mouth full.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. I didn't hate it.
Now, Cameron is not here, but he will be here for Dungeons and Dragons, and he's bringing pizza. Sorry, you guys can't have any. I'm talking about the listeners. Everybody here can have pizza.
I was like, wait, why can't? What did I do?
Yeah, no, you're fine. But we got another hour. That could change.
Pizza's only for people who've gone positive on the text line.
Is that what it
Fair
is?
enough.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? The most positive thing that I've heard in a really long time, and probably you guys have heard this also. Yes, Feral Tim, exactly. No, he wasn't feral. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
Chris.
Oh, by the way, Texter writes it's Ray D and Dio.
Yeah. Well,
Yes, Ray D and Dio.
Yeah, Rob just texted it.
Carry on.
If you want to be part of the show, text line 71307. And I'm so excited. We are all very excited. As a matter of fact,
Ray D and Dio.
Most of us were in a meeting to be told about the switch that is on my hat, which you can see on stream. That is 106.3 is about to be 98.9. So our signal is going to, I don't know, quadruple. It's going to be a much bigger signal. We're going to go way up into North Carolina. We're going to go into Georgia, which means also if you're in one of those areas where you've had trouble picking us up on the radio, not going to have that problem anymore.
It's epic massiveness.
It is. And we cannot wait. And I will say it's also a massive undertaking as far as the imaging of a station. I'm not going to bore you with it, but think of everything that says 106.3 WORD now has to say 98.9 WORD on it. And there are like 3 of us working on it now, and we will get it done. Yes, we'll have to pull down.
It's a lot of posters.
Yeah, we have to pull those down. We'll have to pull those down. We got a couple weeks to do it. So anyway, don't think this show is going away. So if you tune in on, I guess it would be by the time we're on the air.
It'd be April.
It would be April. And you'll be going, where is the Upstate Pulse? And I don't blame you if you can't find us.
On April 1st.
Panic. Is it April 1st?
We will have a show on April 1st.
Yes. Oh, we're not doing anything though. Cause yeah, we can't.
What if for April 1st for the text, if we hit any ties on the text line, we do the opposite?
That's a great idea. We're not going to do that though. Yeah, I can be swayed. Cash is acceptable. All right, let us move on to the next part of the bracket. Let me look and see. Do we want to go straight? Oh, we haven't finished that part yet. Sorry, we have one more matchup on the left bottom, and that is Tom Clancy. Any Tommy Clancy.
Oh,
games.
Tommy Clancy.
Tommy Clancy. That's what I call him. I call him Tommy Clancy because
you're close
like
that.
On a first name basis.
Like
yeah,
we like that. Me and Tommy are. So Tommy Clancy games. Any Tommy Clancy games going up against League of Legends, and Matthew gets to go first.
Yeah, so Tom Clancy's is a pretty fun series. I've played a little bit. Again, I'm not a super big shooter guy, but from everything that I've seen, especially Rainbow Six Siege, it's been a really solid series that holds up pretty well.
Yeah, Rainbow Six was dope. I loved Rainbow Six.
On the other side of the bracket, or on the other side of the match here, is League of Legends, which is one of the biggest games in the entire world and the biggest esport in the world. I got into League of Legends in college due to a friend of mine, and it's a fun time. If you've never played a MOBA before, it's really tricky to describe, but basically you've got a few different lanes that you're going down, that a 5v5 situation, and then in between each lane is a jungle with different neutral camps and things like that and objectives, and your entire goal is to push past a bunch of different turrets to get to the enemy's base and destroy their nexus. And so it emerged from a Warcraft mod called Dota, and now there's so many other different MOBAs that exist, and League of Legends sits at the top of that, and for good reason. It is, while the fan base and the community, especially in-game, being a very competitive game, can be very, very toxic at times. It's a really fun game at its core, and it's a really good time, and it's especially fun to enjoy the esports scene of it, because it is a breakthrough in that aspect. If it wasn't for League of Legends, we probably wouldn't have the competitive environment that we do have to a degree with esports.
All right, so I don't want to be the guy who does it, so I'm going to go next, and I'm going to go with my boy Tommy Clancy. I think we already established that's my guy. I've never played League of Legends because I don't like people, and so if I had to play a game like that, not only would I have to team up with people, going against people, I have no problem going against people because I am. But so I'm gonna have to go with Tommy Clancy. Tim.
This is another difficult one for me because now, granted, I've never played League of Legends, but I had played MOBAs before, and I think one of them you can get on PlayStation. I think it was for free for a long time. I think it was called Paladins or something like that.
Most MOBAs out there are free. League of Legends, Dota 2, even Pokemon Unite.
Let me tell you something,
if you
man.
Care about that, which
I played that game for weeks, like almost nonstop in between work. It's called Paladins.
Okay, well, that's also a MOBA. That's not what we're talking about.
I'm just saying, like, I played MOBAs before, and now that you mentioned that it's one of the biggest, esports in the world.
It's the biggest one.
Yeah.
All right. So Matthew is influencing your vote.
Well, yeah, because I mean, as a gamer, as somebody who plays competitively in Call of Duty, it's kind of hard to pick between the two because I love Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six.
So okay.
So if I had to pick one, I mean, just because I played it, I'm gonna go with Rainbow Six. But I still have respect for League of Legends.
After all that,
I was sitting over here like ready to have to fire up an argument to justify the tie because Tom Clancy's S is the correct answer. It's not just Rainbow Six, though. I mean, the franchise of Clancy games are banger after banger after banger.
I'm not participating, but I get it.
After banger.
Yeah. I'm not doing it.
After banger.
Yes.
They've all been good. There's only a couple that were even close to not great. I understand. I completely get it.
Oh, it's okay. I love League of Legends. I play it all the time. I also absolutely despise and hate League of Legends with pure vitriol.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I get it. I get the importance As somebody who has gotten into that type of game down the line, I get the fundamental core of it. But Tom Clancy games as an FPS guy are just so damn good. They're just so good.
All right. I have decided that we are going to jump straight across on the right-hand side, right-hand bottom. By the way, if you want to follow along with us, go to the Upstate Pulse Facebook page. You have to page up a little bit because this was a couple of weeks ago when we posted it, but the entire list of games that we are going through is up there. I'm not putting the updated list up because I'm busy. All right. I'm not gonna make an excuse. I'm just busy. I could delegate and have Tim do it, but you know what? Tim's busy too.
I mean, I can do it.
Yeah. Or Matthew could do it. Okay, fine. If you want to, if that's what you want to do, you're better at it than we are anyway. So, I mean, look at that. Everyone heard him offer to do that, right? Right. Okay. Because we got it on tape and everywhere else. All right, let's move over. The first game matchup. This is going to be interesting. GTA versus the OG Donkey Kong. Okay. Two games that couldn't be so far apart than these games. I'm going to go first on this and go with the only good game that Mario was in. I got to be consistent. Was Donkey Kong. And GTA, there's so many games like it out there. And it's nothing special to me. So I'm going to go with Donkey Kong, which is it's a far superior game, especially if you're an older guy, because without Donkey Kong, there wouldn't be games like GTA. And I think sometimes old school needs to go through a little bit more than get a little credit, because I'm an older guy and I loved the Donkey Kong and all the games that came after it, including the one with the bongos. I mean, what a peripheral, a bongo. Hey man, I can talk about it as long as I want to, Rob, because it's my show. Let's go with Rob next. Hey, Rob.
I, as someone who has twice made the argument that a game either should go through or that I supported the vote for it because of its fundamental importance, Donkey Kong is going to be argued to be in that group, and it's absolutely not. There were so many other games in that phase. I literally, for the record, I played Donkey Kong today on a table classic setup. I played it today, and like 3 levels in, I cut it off to go back to Mrs. Pac-Man because it is far superior than Donkey Kong.
By the way, Mrs. Pac-Man is a better game.
I do think it's important to note that this isn't just the OG arcade Donkey Kong game. It's the entire Donkey Kong franchise.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
But if we're going franchise, GTA, especially when you include the Ballad of Gay Tony and all of the spinoffs, have put out banger after banger after banger. The GTA series has been around since I was early in college, and every time a game comes out, the only game that I have seen people more fervently ready for is Madden. And maybe the NCAA series. You got to throw sports in there. That's the only franchise I can think of that more often have I gone to a video game at midnight for a release and seen a line of people for. GTA has incredible storytelling. It's got phenomenal voice acting from CJ all the way on to GTA 5. And the fact that I am today, every single day, checking to see when GTA 6 is going to drop, it's GTA, and it's not close.
I'm trying to figure out how to look down at Rob. There we go.
However you want
on the screen. We got the Brady Bunch.
If you like to look down on correct opinions, this is a great time to do it.
I usually look up to your granddaughter, but when it comes to this particular argument, no, I can't. All right, Tim, you're next.
Rob, you're gonna hate me for this, but
I don't hate people who are wrong.
I mean, GTA. I'm going with Donkey Kong, and the reason I'm going with Donkey Kong is because GTA is Sims for criminals.
There we go. Mic drop. All right, Matthew.
I would give GTA more credit than that. I think it's a really great series. It's just an open sandbox of doing so many different fun things. I had a ton of fun with it.
Which sets the bar for those, by the way.
To a degree, for sure. And I especially had a ton of fun back in high school playing San Andreas with all the cheat codes and everything. Like, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the only reason that
rocket
GTA
launchers? Yes, please.
That's the only way that GTA is fun.
But at the
When we
end,
talk over each other, it kind of
yeah. But at the same time, the Donkey Kong franchise is incredible. The Donkey Kong Country games are some of the most fun that I've had with 2D platformers, and especially when you come up to Tropical Freeze, probably one of the best 2D platformers I have ever played. I have to give it to Donkey Kong.
All right, I gotta say, I am completely shocked here. I mean, sometimes I get shocked, but I am completely shocked that Grand Theft Auto just got taken out by Donkey Kong.
Yeah, dude. Paying homage to the original gaming, dude.
I am.
Even the text line agrees.
Of all the OG games, Donkey Kong's the worst.
All right.
If we were only looking at the arcade game, GTA makes it easy. But we're looking at all of the entire franchise, and that's what I'm going to. That's why I specifically said the Country trilogy and Tropical Freeze.
All right, Tim, you said a text line's going crazy. What's the text line say?
Okay, so I got Texter writes, they're coming in really fast, so it's jumping. It's thugs want to be thugs. They write
that's kind of
Bongo Man.
What it's supposed to be.
Would you rather me break the law in real life or as a
somebody
video
says
game guy?
ride on T2. Somebody says Donkey Kong third, come on. So they disagreed, I guess. Donkey Kong as an LEO. I despise GTA. Barrel hit GTA.
all right. So before we move,
I like that one.
Before we move on, I got to throw this in there because I just received a text from my wife, and so I got to talk about this on the air. KFC is doing a thing right now, and where if you buy their double decker thing, which is 2 chicken patties as the bread, you get a code to play Diablo 4 for the beta. And the beta is coming up next weekend and the following weekend. So all you got to do is buy that.
Down. That's what
double down. And so I got one for supper tonight, but we couldn't figure out why we hadn't got the code yet. They emailed the code. So it does work. So
it did work. Okay.
So it does work. So if you're interested in playing, and I'm not getting paid by KFC, I'm more interested in playing the game. So Diablo 4, if you're into Diablo 4, go out and buy a double down. You will get a code and you'll be able to jump in on the beta for Diablo 4, which happens the next 2 weekends. So there you go.
Hey, Rob, Texter writes Donkey Kong for life.
They're wrong. They're wrong too. It's fine.
Hey, Rob.
I'm not mad.
Just letting you know.
I will say this.
Sorry, Rob.
Rob,
You're
look at
in
me.
denial.
Rob, look at me.
I will say I am less mad about that than some of the ones that I missed last week, like Dragon Age going over Castlevania. That's a worse decision.
I disagree because I love Dragon Age. All right, we got to take a break. We have to.
Not according to this.
No, it didn't.
No, Dragon Age got
it. Yeah. All right, you're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD. You can play the beta. I mean, you still don't have to buy the game eventually. You get to jump in and try to break the game. Yeah, yeah, it's on.
I haven't played Diablo since 3 was out.
Well, the only thing that's come out since 3 is Immortal, and that's a handheld game. So 4 goes back to the roots, back to what it looked like in 1 and 2, or mostly 1. I don't know if Bale's in it or not. We don't know. Lilith is the main bad guy, though. Okay. And so you can
bad woman.
Yeah, well, yeah. Hey man, it don't matter to me.
Assume her gender.
Yeah, I just it could be fluid.
Neither one of us should.
Yeah, it's just
I used to play Diablo all the time. My friend Jerry got me into it.
Yeah, so you can play on console and computer. I think it doesn't matter. For free next weekend and the following weekend.
Says the game's coming out on June 6th.
Yeah, June 6th.
I heard that they were going to make a movie series out of it at one time.
I think I read something about that, but it never happened.
They'll just cancel it later, like they did The Witcher.
The Wanderer is the whole thing I remember.
Dark Wanderer, yeah.
I'm so upset about that.
But what?
Why is them canceling The Witcher?
Well,
it was such a good show, man.
They haven't canceled it.
I thought because he wasn't coming back to do it.
No, they're doing what's his name? Hemsworth. Liam Hemsworth is taking his place. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you got
that's right.
But you got one more season of Henry Cavill. They've already filmed this. He's in this season.
All right, good. When does that come out? Do you know?
No, I don't. I'm just glad that thing worked. So I'm gonna have to go home and see how to put it in and see. Talk about the code.
Let me know how the game is too.
Just because I got a code doesn't mean the code works. So.
Like I said, let me know how that game is. I want to play it.
I tell you, I finally got my PlayStation 5.
Yes.
I did tell you. Yeah.
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 He also has an Xbox Series X because
I have two PS4s.
S. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
I have two PS4s.
Oh yeah.
One for upstairs and one for downstairs.
I have I have my PS5 in my studio. I got my Xbox in the living room. I got my PS4 in the game room where the kids play, and then I got Fire Sticks everywhere else.
That's a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
A lot of Alexas.
Yeah. There's 1, 2, 3 of them right now. Mm-hmm.
You all right, man? I know it's rough.
That one was rough.
I know it was rough.
That one was rough.
Yeah.
That one hurt. That's the first one that really hurt.
There's going to be more.
I know.
Hey, I apologize.
Sweet 16 is going to get rough. I know that already.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Sweet 16 is going to get very rough. But that's the first one that stings a little bit.
And we've said this before.
If
you're watching and you haven't heard us talk about this, the gamemanship inside this room. I mean, you don't give away how much you like a game because that's a mistake.
Are you saying that people would vote based on?
Yes, I am.
Personal distaste.
I encourage it. Yes.
I probably played through the Donkey Kong Country games probably like 100 times.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
I love those games.
Question is, would this have been different if Cameron were here? I actually have Cameron's picks. I'm curious. Cameron also picked Donkey Kong. Pick Tom Clancy. Pick Doom.
Coming back.
I know. I hear it. Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo, T2, Matthew, and Rob Brown here. I got to tell you, I know if you've listened for a long time, you know this first round is the longest round, and it takes us about a month to get through it. And so other things have to be put on the wayside until we get to the next round, and it will get quicker and quicker and quicker. But this first round is when we really fight because you're saying how much you really enjoy a game. You're putting all the detail in it. Then it starts speeding up because we've talked about it enough. Then it's down to the actual fight. So let's move on and try to get through this part of this bracket, and then we'll finish up bracket number 1, first round next week. And I remember Matthew asked why we starting so early. This is why we start so early, because that's how long. Yeah, you did. Okay. Get it ready. No, you get to do it.
And this is not for me. We're saying we got to say, don't you got to say who it's for? Because I did that last time.
Yeah, you're right. All right, Matthew didn't turn his microphone on.
1.
And then, oh no.
And then Tim
Wow.
So we get a
I hit the wrong one. But you know what's funny is I got 2 of them. I got 2 of them in the players.
They have to be separate. You can't play them at the same time.
I am going to play separate.
All right, this first one's for Matthew. All right, the next one.
And I will take that because you know what that means.
I got noobed.
It means we gave us.
I'm getting noobed, noobing somebody else. That's crazy. Is
that a double noob?
No, that is just a huge mistake.
All right,
so here's my noob.
All right, there you go. You don't want to make mistakes in here. And again, as brutal as this sounds, it's not nearly as bad as it was when this show first started. There was berating, there was chastising, there was bad looks to anyone who made a mistake, because everyone in the room was a producer trying to prove that they could be perfect. And you guys have dealt with, you've seen Chris, but you haven't seen Chris when he's going at somebody, and it's ugly. It really is ugly. All right, the next matchup is Smash Brothers going up against Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So Smash Brothers, everyone loves Smash Brothers, but you know what else everyone loves? They love Ninja Turtles. And Matthew's going first.
All right. So Ninja Turtles games are kind of hit and miss for the most part. I'm going to be honest. I've had some fun with a couple games, but a lot of them just don't really kind of stand out to me. But Smash Bros, on the other hand, like, I love the Ninja Turtles franchise, obviously, but their games are a hit and miss. Some of them are good. Some of them, most of them are okay, but not amazing or anything. Smash Bros, on the other hand, has been a huge part of my life growing up. It's a huge part of a lot of people's lives, and it's a massive thing. I mean, I've talked about some of the tournaments and things that I've helped run streams and stuff for. That's for Smash Brothers. I used to compete in Smash Brothers even. I used to be PR'd back in Middle Georgia, back in college.
All right, hold on. PR'd.
Power rankings.
Okay. All right.
So it means I was in the top of players in that area.
I will say there's at least one person in this room that didn't know what that meant. All right. There were 4 people in this room that didn't know what that meant.
When you said PR, I was thinking like promos. PR.
So I was in the top 10 of the rankings in Middle Georgia back in 2016, I believe. Back when I was playing competitively. And I don't enjoy playing competitively as much anymore, but I still enjoy casual, and I love the environment and the friends that I've made through it. It's a significant franchise that I grew up with, and that is important to myself and a lot of people for a good reason. It is a celebration of gaming, and that's no more prevalent than it is in Ultimate, with so many franchises being represented, not just Nintendo.
All right, so I'm guessing you're going for Smash Brothers.
I am.
All right, Tim. Tim was emotional when you were talking.
Well, I want to start off by saying that I think that Ninja Turtles should be a part of Smash Brothers. I mean, imagine, Master Splinter coming down on Mario's face. I mean, I think that would be pretty cool. But anyways, I'm going Ninja Turtles. I was a Super Nintendo kid, and I do know that Ninja Turtles originally came from the arcade games. But they eventually moved to console, which was regular Nintendo
Ninja
and
Turtles
Super
came
Nintendo.
From a comic.
Well, I'm saying the games came from.
Not only did they come from a comic, they came from
it was games. The original games for it were for an arcade.
It's one of the co-writers is Kevin Eastman. You know where you could see Kevin Eastman? South Carolina Comic-Con.
That's
April
true.
15th and 16th.
I didn't say that Ninja Turtles.
No. You're missing the point.
Well, Alonzo's just running a promo here.
Yes, I mean, don't run over my promo. All right, who you voting for?
I'm going Ninja Turtles.
All right, so I cleverly get in there and just Tim didn't get. All right, Rob.
It's Ninja Turtles. Interestingly enough, because of the same list of reasons that Matthew gave, except for people that are older than him, right? We used to go to Diamond Jim's arcade in the Santa Rosa Mall when I was a kid after school, and Ninja Turtles was a cabinet game. It brought 4 people together. You all played on the same team. You had a common bad guy. Most every game to that point was 1v1, right? Like NBA Jam TE was kind of in that. Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. Most of these games, you fought each other. This was the first game that you pumped quarters into, because when you died, you were letting 2 or 3 other guys down. And it's like, no, I can't. I got to be there for my dudes, right? I also think that Ninja Turtles, even though Smash Brothers is kind of everybody for themselves, Ninja Turtles was one of the first games that it was like, you can and should, and it's better when you do have 4 people all playing in this game together. And I think that kind of was, I'm not saying it was the first game that way, but I think it was the first mainstream big time game that was that way. This is one of the easier. I love Smash Brothers. Love Smash Brothers. It's a fun game to play with the fellas at night. but Ninja Turtles is a runaway favorite for me here.
All right. So, Matthew, I think you've got to be wishing that Cameron was here instead of Rob Brown because Cameron absolutely loves Smash Brothers and picks Smash Brothers, but Cameron's not here.
Oh, he's not.
Yeah. And you got Zelda, you got Mario, you got some of you guys too. You got Pokemon. You know what you're not getting? You're not getting Smash Brothers. I'm going with Ninja Turtles.
I feel like I really felt the personal bias of this room just now.
Good.
It's okay. I know that I was the one that was right here.
Okay,
That's
there
all
you
that
go.
matters.
There you go. You were right, but your pick is not going through. The next match is a battle of heavyweights. I guess it is Overwatch versus Fortnite. I'm going to go ahead and go first because we need to get through this one and get our next break. I have played Fortnite, which is why I'm going with Overwatch. I have never played Overwatch, but I'm going with Overwatch. Rob.
I hate it, but I'm actually going with Fortnite. And I think it is because it's a great crossover game for the next generation of gamers to get introduced into a more adult game setting. I've got cousins that are 10, 11, 12, 13, and they got big into Fortnite. So I was able to jump on Fortnite and play with them before I switched over to Call of Duty to play with my friends that are my age. I don't like the game. I'm not a big fan of the game, but just the raw importance of developing the next gen of gamers, Fortnite runs away with this for me.
Although I agree with Rob, but I hate Fortnite. So I'm going with Overwatch.
Oh, again, I hate it, but I also understand what it means in the
I understand what it
atmosphere.
means,
All right,
and I
Matthew.
appreciate that,
So-
but I hate that game.
I hate Fortnite. I also hate Blizzard, but I think I hate Fortnite slightly more than I hate Blizzard, so I'm going to go with Overwatch. I've also actually played Overwatch and enjoy the game.
All right, so Overwatch goes through. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get to our final game selection of the week. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD.
What's the next? I'm gonna go set up. So what's the next one? And I'll give you my vote.
Star Wars versus Tetris.
Ooh.
We're going to hit it right away when we come back. I'll let you go first. It's up to you.
No, I'll stick around for that.
But if you do,
Probably the hardest matchup of the night.
Yeah.
Tetris and Star Wars?
Yes.
just wait for him.
I think I
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think
Understanding the timing.
pretty
is
clear
a-
cut for
comes
me.
with time.
Hey, Rob, you're getting pie.
Pie.
Yeah, that's how you figure things out when you get pie. Good pie.
So back in
Vicky, do you like pie?
Back in fourth grade, when we had to do recorder stuff, I thought it'd be really cool to write a song. You know what that song was called?
What was that song called?
I Like Pie.
The Rock is very proud of you.
Now just imagine a fourth grade kid playing that on the recorder.
The recorder.
On the recorder.
That just added so much.
It's
to
as
the
bad
story.
as it
That was
sounds.
on the recorder. All right, have Nerd Roundtable. Have Nerd Roundtable ready. We're not going to hit it until after we hit the thing, and we may not hit it.
All right, it's in 3.
Because I want to talk about Ouija boards, but Rob has to leave. But we'll talk about.
I really want to talk about Ouija boards too.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
By the
But
way,
I gotta go set up.
I will just go ahead and tell you the story, or let me show you the headline.
I've already heard this story.
Yeah, you probably have.
Me and Charlie talked about it.
All right, just read the top part of it. Yes.
Real Ouija boards?
Yes.
Oh boy. Those are bad.
Chris says he likes peaches. They come from a can. Millions of peaches. There's more to it, but I have it over here. Yeah. I'm sorry you're going to miss it.
We might be late on the stream. We might be late on starting up the D&D stream because I don't think I can not be here for that.
Oh boy.
You'll be the only one on your side, probably.
Fine. It's more fun for me.
Yeah, I know. In truth, I added that. I made sure that story was in there.
For me.
For you.
I love
it. Know your room.
I remember to bring my mini finally.
Outstanding.
Oh, look at it. Look at it.
He's got a little owl.
Oh, he does have a little owl.
Yeah.
Keep that thing over there.
He's an actual orc.
Love it. And he's an actual orc. Not one of those fake orcs.
Yeah.
Well, I just mean that in the sense
someone
of like
could
it's
say
hard to find a
that
good orc mini.
that a vegan orc is a fake orc. Someone could say that. I mean, I'm not saying that.
I think I have developed a very fully fleshed and three-dimensional character.
This is weird that an orc would.
I love vegan orc. I think it's a hilarious concept.
Oh yeah.
See, most vegans though, they get mad. From what I understand, I don't really know any in real life, but I've heard tell that they get mad if you eat meat or something in front of them.
I don't know. I know a lot of vegans, and none of them have ever given me crap for it.
No. That's just the vocal Twitter vegans.
Soykin. Sausage. Yeah. Hey, yo, you got any sausage over there? You need some sausage over there. Shouldn't have said her name. Gosh, man.
Rookie.
What are you doing?
That's not her real name. She doesn't go to this school.
So I met this girl, by the way. You wouldn't know her. She works at a different radio station.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Steven, we'll be taking those down. Those were put up because of the local TV stations would come in to cover Donald Trump and other stories when Trump was running, but they made sure they didn't put our flags up. So then they had no choice.
Yep.
Mommy! Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Finishing up this hour, then we're going to be playing some radio Dungeons and Dragons.
Radio Dio.
Whatever. Steven, by the way, on the stream says playing COD with the wife who's using a Krig and just went 30-8.
She's better than me.
Hold on, it's like 30-8.
Wait.
Hey, I don't think he's playing Warzone. I think he's playing multiplayer.
Well, even still, what are you playing? 30-8 is a great score.
It is. That's what I'm saying. She's clearly better than
By the way, I have every confidence in
Craig's
her.
A
These guys,
gun, by the way.
These guys obviously don't. Good job.
Dude, I want to play. I want to play her.
Let's get
bad.
Let's get to our final matchup of the weekend. Star Wars versus Tetris. Tetris is the #1 selling video game of all time, according to some studies. Some say that it's been surpassed, but it's up there. There's even a movie coming out about it, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago, which is pretty cool. Tetris, by the way, Steven says multiplayer. Yeah. So she beat you that many times. Is that how that works? I don't know.
I don't know what my highest score is on multiplayer.
So Star Wars versus Tetris. Tetris is one of those games, one of the first games that I played competitively within the family, not like you guys who actually play it. A couple of my cousins' wives played against me before they were their wives, and they would get really angry when they left the room because I smoked them at Tetris. And the Reitzel Grim was in full effect. If you haven't seen it, then I haven't beat you yet, but you just get in line. Anyway, but then there's Star Wars. And this matchup, I did it, but still, this matchup, I don't think it's going to be even close. I'm going Star Wars. Rob.
I do think it's going to be close, and I'm going Tetris.
Wow.
I know. You told me this matchup before we went to break because I was like, I got to go get set up on the Radio and Dio stream. And then you told me the next matchup, and I was like, never mind, we'll be late because I feel like I got to be here for this. There's a couple of games. Like I was putting together my thoughts on this bracket, and it constantly was always going to fight between quality of game, quality of franchise, influence or importance to the world of gaming. And I don't think there are two games more important than Pong and Tetris. I think without those two games, we probably aren't having this conversation today. I think Tetris is a game. The Star Wars games, some of them are spectacular games. Some of them not so much, but some of them are incredibly good games. But I don't think we really have ever come this far down the path if not for the influence Tetris had on the world. This might be the only game outside of Mario that I vote on for its influence and importance more than its quality.
All right, Matthew.
I think Tetris
just because Tim was ready to jump in there, so Matthew gets.
I think Tetris is a really solid puzzle game. It means a lot for gaming history, and it's been evolved upon pretty well over the course of its many iterations that we've seen over the past several decades. But I don't think it's quite as good as some of the highs that the Star Wars franchise has hit in its games. And it's been pretty hit or miss in a lot of games as well. But the original Battlefront 2, not the old one, the original Battlefront 2, tons of fun I had as a kid. The Knights of the Old Republic MMO, as well as the Old Republic RPG games, all fantastic experiences. There's been some great Star Wars games, The Force Unleashed. I mean, there's just a lot that I can talk about with that. I got to give it over to Star Wars.
Okay. Okay, so first I'd like to say my favorite two Star Wars games were Force Unleashed and Knights of the Old Republic, the first one. But that being said, I'm going to pay homage to the, original games that, just give them their due respect. So I'm going with Tetris.
All right. So we have a tie. Text line 71307. When one of us gives a countdown, not yet, 71307, either Star Wars or Tetris, what goes through? Make sure you have the text line up now and you're looking at it so you know what's already been voted on, which doesn't count.
Glued to it.
Which doesn't count until Tim gives you the countdown.
All right. 654321.
All right, there you go. Star Wars or Tetris. Text line 71307. The first one gets through. That's what goes through. Tim is squinting and looking at the screen right now.
I am.
And so
I'm on text watch.
There we go. He is on text watch.
Star Wars takes the cake.
All right. Star Wars is moving through. Okay, there we go. That's it for this week on the bracket. Let's see. We got time. We're not going to play the intro because we don't have to. That will take up too much time. All right. Normally we'd hit the Nerd Roundtable sounder, which is an amazing thing put together by me. So I've got to be good. Dozens of girls, and this has been talked about during the week, but probably not in the degree that we'll talk about it because, we're willing to give it some time, like 3 minutes, which is more than like, this is all the time we got left. Dozens of girls collapsed at a Colombian school after playing with Ouija boards. 28 schoolgirls were taken to hospital with anxiety after using Ouija boards. Parents warned each other to investigate what happens at the school. So my first question is to Rob Brown. Do you think that Ouija boards are a window into the demonic realm?
I don't believe in demons nor the demonic realm. So no, you can't be a window into something that is not proven to be real. And frankly, in my opinion, is not real. This harkens back to the old satanic panic. We're all D&D players, Lonzo. Back in the 70s and 80s,
oh, yeah,
we would have had people calling this station and asking for us to be fired because we were opening a portal into the demonic world by playing D&D.
They would be calling now, but we got the phones busied out because it's drunk people. It's all their fault. Too many drunk people.
So this harkens back to the satanic panic. It is easy to get it's so easy to influence people. And on top of that, it's mob control. It's like the Salem witch trials, right? It was like one girl's like, oh, that lady's a witch. And then oh yeah, she's definitely a witch. That's that's obviously what's happening. And then you're pressing people under giant rocks for things that aren't real. This is absolutely a case of mob mentality multiplied by hysteria, multiplied by paranoia, multiplied by a couple of other things I'll keep to myself. Suffice to say, it's BS and garbage, and I'm out.
All right, by the way.
It sounds like some kids with some bad anxiety that believed a little too hard.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah, which I just want to point out that Rob said mom mentality, not mob mentality. And
that too. Yeah. The satanic panic was all moms. It was all moms.
All right. go ahead and leave so we can talk bad about you. No,
I
we're
won't
not
say
gonna do that.
nothing else because I need to hear this.
Okay, here's what it comes down to. I know at least 2, probably 3 people in this room do believe in demons and that it is a possibility. Obviously, Matthew's not one of them, and that's fine. You know, you don't have to be religious. You don't have to believe in it. And you guys are usually the kind who are pretty susceptible to it, and you probably are both demonically possessed right now. All right, you are listening.
Found us out, Matt. He found us out.
Go get your ritual ready with your upside down pentagrams and all.
Just because, well, I just want to say this: just because you don't believe something doesn't mean it doesn't.
Yeah,
exist.
it's called faith. If you believe in something,
without evidence,
right,
or proof,
that's what faith is.
I have
Right.
lots of
That's what
evidence
faith
to
is.
prove. Actually,
that's what faith is.
Tim, me and you are getting a beer later.
Let's
I
do it.
want it. I want
Let's
to
do
know
it.
it.
By the time we're done, is there going to be any place open?
Probably not, but we can do it another night.
You listen to the Upstate
in.
Pulse
Waffle
right here
House.
on 106.3 WORD.
Ooh, good call.
They don't serve alcohol, do they?
They might now.
The last 5 seconds of the show were just, does Waffle House have booze? My influence here is complete. I'm in for it. I'm in for a beer. I don't believe in it. I'm open to evidence. Hey, see you guys on Ray D and Dio. Lonzo will be playing Ray D and Dio.
No, I'll be playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Ray D and Dio. Which I'm going to set up now. If anyone would like to come assist in the setup process, that will make it quicker.
I would love to, but my hands
When
are
you
tied.
guys are done.
So we're kind of busy.
Yeah, when you're done.
And we still need to shoot somebody.
Oh, that's right.
But we got to figure out who gets shot. We could move it to the first part of Dungeons and Dragons and do it in there. We might do that because then Cameron will be present.
Yeah, maybe
and we'll have our dice.
We'll get some crossover too.
That's what we'll do. All right, we'll do that. Come back with lightning round.
So I already put lightning round in, but we're not going to play it in player 1. We want to play it in player 2. So over here in this studio, you can just grab it from here. You can grab it from here and drop it in.
Okay.
You can do that over there, but over there it just copies it.
What about this one right here?
Oh, we don't need that anymore. You can see he was going to use that for the Ouija board stuff, but we didn't wind up doing it. So
had to give the non-believer, a little bit of time.
As soon as it falls into that set mode, we're going to fire 2. And the reason why I say that, he can see the timing over here for this. Okay. Did I eat all my peanuts? Man.
Did I eat all my peanuts?
No, I got.
Where did all my peanuts? I ate them all. By the way, thanks to everyone who stays tuned in and all that kind of stuff. Tell some people about us. I know we've been here for a while, but tell some people about us. Especially tell them about Matthew because he hasn't even been here a year.
Yeah.
And if you enjoy Matthew's news, you get to see a different side of him on this show. So
yeah, you get to see me being me.
Yeah.
Instead of reading off of a prompter that I wrote up.
Yeah, he wrote.
Yeah, he does a really good job doing it.
He does a great job.
I don't write all the stories.
We
Rob writes a lot of them, but
we strive for excellence here during the week. On the weekend,
you know, to let loose and have fun.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I would say they don't notice us, but they do. Like I said, they mentioned a couple of times in meetings. Makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't know. Do I want to be a part of the taking down of the 106.3?
I'm gonna fire it manually. What?
Imagine that. Those things show up all over the place. It's like a Lego at night.
Yep.
And then there was calm and quiet and calm and quiet.
And then
calm.
there was me.
Crazy thing. And the hard part is you expend so much energy doing a show like this, and then we're going to go down the hall and do the same thing playing Dungeons and Dragons. And then
I can't wait to try and do that voice while my nose is clogged.
There you go. And then Tim at some point of not participating will just nearly nod off. His eyes are getting heavy already.
I'm so tired.
Yeah. So we'll have to get into another fight so I can get him back ready to go.
He knows the weight of my heart.
Or it comes down to maybe you get to do a little more fighting today, and that's maybe we all do, because we're heading somewhere where we're probably going to be doing a lot of fighting.
Probably
Depends on how long it takes us to get there.
If I don't get yelled at for trying to pick up gold.
Hey, man.
Lightning can only strike twice so many times.
It's a red pill. All right, it is time for Lightning Round, where I squeeze as many stories as I possibly can into the few minutes that we have left in the show. First of all, I want to say that this show is not done. The show is not finished. Well, this show will be finished, but we are playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight, right around 9:30ish. We got to move down the hall into the main conference room, and then we're going to be playing. And we have decided to move the Nerf wall down the hall. So someone's getting shot on the Nerf wall, but you're going to have to watch the Dungeons and Dragons stream to see it happen. That way Cameron will get here, and all three participants who, yes, it will be on Twitch as well. On the Upstate Pulse's Twitch, Viper Dave. So you'll be able to see either Tim. Well, Tim is getting shot, but he might get shot twice. One of us will have to put a countdown clock on our phone or something. And
So we just flip a coin.
No, you guys are rolling dice. We're getting ready to play Dungeons and Dragons. You got to roll dice.
Dude, I never get good rolls on those D20s.
You might tonight, though. You might absolutely get that. All right. Have you guys ever been in a caffeine induced euphoria?
No, I don't drink caffeine.
All right. I'm not. You know what? I'm not going to do it. No. We don't have time to noob him, but he didn't turn his mic on again. That's okay though. It's all right. He was excited. He just left the room. He came back. There's a guy who drank 6 Monsters. I don't know if we talked about it last week or not. If we did, well, then I forgot. He couldn't come to basketball practice because he was suffering from caffeine poisoning. And what he said is he liked to drink enough Monsters before he played video games to be in a caffeine-induced euphoria.
You can get caffeine poisoning. I guess
yes.
you could, yeah.
Yes, you can. You can. And from my understanding, speed is basically caffeine. Never taken speed before, but so that would be the equivalent of taking a bunch of speed, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, so no one in here has been in a caffeine-induced euphoria aside from Brandon. Okay, all right. There is coming out in the next couple of weeks Hidden Valley Ranch flavored ice cream.
Ugh.
Oh my God, that sounds disgusting.
Good. I'm glad you think so.
Very disgusting.
All right. Last time they had macaroni and cheese ice cream, and I could not find it.
Oh no.
That also sounds disgusting.
But this is a brand that will be at local Walmarts, and I will do what I did last time in search of the ice cream. So in a couple weeks, when it comes out, if I can find it, we will be doing a taste test right here on the Upstate Pulse of Hidden Valley
Do we have
Ranch
a freezer?
ice cream. Downstairs?
We got one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we do. We got one downstairs.
Yeah, we got
That's
one
right.
downstairs. Yeah. And
Always forget about
there's
that
no one here
fridge.
on the weekend.
There's a full kitchen down there.
I know. There's like a full kitchen out
Hey,
there.
Tim, no one's still in ranch ice cream.
I know, right?
Yeah, no one's taking ranch ice cream.
Or the macaroni and cheese
I hope
ice
they
cream.
do so that we don't have to
Yuck.
do anything.
Yeah,
to
I mean,
touch it.
as is all things, you guys can say, no, I'm not doing that. I can't make you do that.
Oh, I got to
Now,
do
you might be chastised by the listeners, but that's on you, okay? I don't put anything forth that I'm not willing to try myself. And I, too, agree with you. Ranch ice cream sounds disgusting, and I can't wait to try it.
Oh, boy.
I mean, I'm the same boat. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not scared. I'm just saying.
If one of us throws up,
it's gonna be gross.
If one of us pukes, hopefully we all puke. All right. Thanks to everybody for tuning in today. Thanks to everyone for participating on the stream and on the text line. We, in about a half hour, are going to be doing radio Dungeons and Dragons, and someone's facing the Nerf wall. Now we got more distance. We can set up an array of guns. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, and they're getting a moving target.
No, we're not. That's not how the game is played.
That's not how it works.
Have a
Why
great
not?
weekend, everybody. See you in about a half hour on much of these same streaming channels. Bye-bye. All right. Matthew, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Tim, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Brandon, say goodbye.
And Viper Dave, you asked. Yes, it's on Twitch.
Yes, it's on Twitch. And Goodbye, everybody. We got to move the organization down the hall, so to speak, and we will see you next week.